Hi, good evening. Today, me and Zeng. So today Zeng will be sharing use of emptiness by Lao Tzu from Tao Te Ching. Correct, Zeng?
Yes.
So I will be the timer. So you may start now.
Okay. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining and listening this call. So today I'll be sharing the one topic is the use of emptiness. Actually, in Dao De Ching, the thing that I'm studying now, there are 81 chapters. So this is one of the chapter which is chapter 11. I read the chapter first. Maybe I read twice. We join the spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center hole that make the wagon move. We shape clay into a pot, but the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want. We hammer wood for a house, but it is the inner space that makes it livable. We work with being, but non-being is what we use. So let me read one more time. We join spokes together in a wheel, but it is the center hole that makes the wagon move. We shape clays into a pot, but the emptiness inside that holds whatever we want. We hammer wood to make a house, but the inner space that makes it livable. We work with the being, but non-being is what we use. So first, I briefly explain. Emptiness is actually the most important concept in Tao Te Ching, and as well as you find it in the Buddhism as well. Like you see in the space, the air, it is empty, but actually it's not empty, right? And now we know that there's air, there's oxygen, there are many different types of gas, right? And even outside the space, people think that outside the space is emptiness, means that totally empty, totally nothing. But actually, now the physics can show that it is has something. That's the energy. Yeah. So this is the most important concept: emptiness. Yeah. So you see it in Buddhism or in the other in the Chinese culture, right? So what does it mean? This verse or this chapter? Okay, non-being here is the Tao, right? I mean, the last sentence is saying that we work with being, but non-being is what we use. So Tao is non-being, or as I mentioned, is the emptiness, right? The space is the emptiness. The space of emptiness is the Tao. It is the origin of everything. I mean, based on Lao Tzu, what he's teaching. So Tao is what is useful, or emptiness is what is useful. The materials are just the border and the cover. What we need to use is the space, not the border. Okay, but by the way, in my explanation, I use the framework what, why, and how. So first, I will explain what does it mean. Then second, I will explain why is that so, and third is how can we apply in our daily life based on the teaching, right? So now it's the what. Try to explain what is this. What we need to use is the space, not the border, not the cover, not the edge. The materials are being, which is a manifestation of non-being. The materials, the border, the wall, right? Non-being is the source of everything, and this is the one that is useful, which means the emptiness. For example, like in a house, the container is the wall, right? The roof, and the non-being is the room. So the being is the wall, the roof, the door, the windows. The non-being is the room inside, the space. For all, a chair, a table, the materials is the plastic or the wood. The non-being is the space that we use on top of the chair, like we are sitting on the chair, right? The non-being is the space on top of the chair, but the surface of the chair is the being, right? In human, the body, flesh, the bones are materials. Non-being is the soul inside us is a non-being, the empty inside us. Also inside the bone, if you look inside the bone is not solid, it's hollow inside. So that's the emptiness inside the bone as well. Or in the flesh, also have the space. You know, you go deep inside, you see the space inside our body, right? If you look into the maybe even smaller of the matter like molecule or atom, there is a space as well. So even the molecule, you see there's a space, the chemistry, right? Or the atom, you have the thing, what electron flying around the neutron. So there's a big space, So it is the non-being, while the molecules, so you see from the big things to the small things of the matters, there is always space, which is the non-being, right? So why is it so? I mean, the teaching of Lao Tzu here is that uh, the materials, the cover, the border are the materials, the being, but the real usage is the non-being, right? So now I explain why is it so. Because we use space, we need space, right? Without the space, we cannot move. Without the space, we cannot walk. If the house is solid, we cannot use, right? If we imagine the house is solid, right? We cannot use. So we need the space. We just need the roof or the wall to cover the space, to avoid the rain or the sun. But the real usage is a room, which is a space itself, right? In living creatures, the soul, the spirit that make the body lively, not the flesh and the bones. It is the spirit, the soul inside us, right? So when a body dies, his soul and spirit are gone, but the physical body is still there. So the difference between life and death is the non-being, which is the emptiness or the soul. By the way, the emptiness here, it doesn't mean that nothingness. It's just that emptiness, but it's not nothing. There's something inside the emptiness. As I just mentioned earlier, even in the space, it looks empty, but there is something inside. The energy, the life force is there. So in other words, what makes life is the non-being, the soul, the spirit. The living time on earth is limited for each of us. If we put too much focus on the time and energy on materials, we won't have the time for the soul, like the kindness, happiness, inner joy, a meaningful life, or helping others or making impact, right? Maybe to explain a little bit more, the example in the Lao Tzu is using. So he said that the wheel, you have the spoke, right? All the spoke converge to the hole inside. We normally have the saying is what? Never invent the wheel, because someone in the past already invented the wheel to make the spoke connecting. Then inside, in the middle, there's a hole. That is what make the vehicle move, because of the hole, the emptiness inside in the middle, right? Or he said that the shape, the clay, the jar, yeah, you make the jar, right? The usage of the jar when you drink water or the cup is because of the space inside the cup, not because of the material of the cup. So the cup is useful because of space, how much space it can contain the water, right? And the house, I already have the example. Why the room inside the house is what make it important. So next is how can we apply? Because of the space is the thing that is important. Therefore, it doesn't matter what material the container is made of. What does it matter? The cup, the container is what? Yeah, and it doesn't matter the wall of the house. What is it made of? Is it gold? Is it the brick? Is it a wood? Is it a concrete? It doesn't matter. Is it plastic? What we should care is a space within, as long as the container is strong enough to hold. So as long as we have, the car. So the car or the house or the cup, you don't need a gold cup, like the royalty, the last time the king and the queen, to gold, made of gold or silver. It's the same as a plastic cup. It just because of the space. It's not the material that makes the cup important, the space makes it useful. So don't chase the materials and put too much focus on that, which means that eat too much nice food, fine dining, buy expensive car, go expensive holiday, get big expensive houses. As long as we eat enough, we are not hungry, we have space to sleep, we have car, we have vehicle. It doesn't matter what materials the things are made of, because what I mean is avoid the luxury, because the space is not important, not the material that makes the space. So instead of paying the attention to develop, so instead of that, paying more attention to develop the soul quality, like practice kindness, help, add value to others, have meaningful life, do charity, do productive and useful work that can solve problems for others, for living creatures. right? And also other things we can do is like make more space. For example, you clear the desk in a home, clear the desk at office. Intangible thing is like delete emails in the mailbox, clear memory in the phone, laptop, office, desktop, and yeah, meditate also a good way, because when you meditate you can feel the space and feel the spirit. So that is the end of my sharing.
Fantastic. Just nice. Time's up.
Yes.
And then it's very good. This one, I actually I listened to you saying this emptiness and physical material. I learned a lot from it. Just through what you have just. I've never thought of it that way. That it's the emptiness that is useful, where the material outside is just to create an environment for the energy to perform.
Yeah, and the quality of for example, in our room, in the house, right? The quality is the quality of the space is the air. You have a lot of oxygen, you feel good, right?
Yeah.
If no oxygen, even it's a go war, you will die also, right?
Correct.
And also in while we walk outside, the environment, we feel very good. The fresh air make us feel very good, because that is the space. That is what we need. Yeah, I mean, that's why when we enjoy so much, if we go jogging or you go outside in the nature, because the space, that is what is useful.
So actually, it actually opened up my mind that all the things that I have, all the things is just to give me a better environment to perform better in the space that I'm inside. It's actually the material outside is just to enhance, if it's just to enhance and make whatever that I want to perform inside. But if I'm not performing anything that's useful, whatever outside or whatever material that I have outside, actually it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add any values to anybody, not even to myself. So the most important thing I learned here is that it's actually what I do is more important than what I have. Example, I have a car, but what I do with the car.
Okay.
I have a house, but who I house in the house.
Okay.
Correct. So I have a brain. It's a solid material, but what I do with my brain. And I have a pair of hands, just for example. And what I do with this pair of hands. I use it to play games and waste my life away, or I can use it to help people to do some other good stuff. So it's not so much on the material, the solid things that is in me or outside me that is useful. It's actually what I do with them is more important than the solid, like the solid stuff. So it's the energy, like you said, inside the emptiness that is performing. It's not so much on the head, the brain. Everybody has one. But doesn't mean that everybody using it to the fullest. Yeah. So I understand, and I also have one question to ask.
Yes.
So just now you were saying Tao is a non-being. When you say Tao, is it the Tao, DAO, the Tao?
Yeah.
Or you say doubt, DOUBT? Which one?
No, the DAO or DAO.
DAO, right? The Tao, right?
The way.
The way.
Yes, the way.
Non-being is actually the way.
Yes.
Okay. So now I understand, because earlier on I don't get it when you say being is something but we use the norm. How do you say again?
Okay. So that is the last sentence in this chapter. Not my words. It's Lao Tzu word.
Okay.
We work with being.
We work with being. Hold on, let me write down.
Like you build a house.
Yes.
You build the wall, right?
Yes.
You don't build space. You build the wall, because you are working with the wall, right?
Yes.
But
work with the being solid.
Yes. But with the material, we work with the material because it's physical, right?
Yes.
But non-being is what we use.
Non-being is what we use. Wow, this is fantastic. I think I would like to read Lao Tzu's.
Okay.
Is this a hard copy or is this a soft copy thing?
Okay. You just follow the Okay, the book is very small.
Okay.
Very you see, like this one is one chapter, right? Just now I read.
13, is it?
Yeah, 8 sentences. So there are a lot of interpretations.
Okay.
For example, what I do now is kind of interpretation.
Okay.
Right? I mean, I read, then I say what I understand. So
Yes.
there are
Like I've just interpreted what you just told me.
14,000. Yes, so many people read because very short,
Okay.
just 5,000 words only.
Oh, so short
Yeah,
only.
yeah, it's a poem form, but
Oh,
it's very abstract.
is it in
No,
English?
it's Chinese, right? Ancient Chinese.
Yeah.
But there are more than 10 or 20,000 translation.
Oh,
So
I
this is
see.
one of the translation. If
It's,
you can read Chinese character, you can also read the original one.
yes.
It's an ancient Chinese.
Ancient Chinese.
Yeah. For me, I'm reading the English translated.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. So let me just ask the floor. Is there any question from them?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I saw JS.
Oh yeah,
JS.
Jensen. Yeah. By the way, just now you asking about the being and non-being, right, or the
Yeah.
Tao, right? Okay, that is the most important concept and most difficult to understand.
Okay.
Yeah, but roughly is that the non-being, the space
Okay, the space.
is the origin of beings. You know, like last time there's no earth yet,
Yes.
so Lao Tzu said everything start from the you know the like kind of emptiness like that. Then there's a chance, there's and it grows to to make the galaxy, make the planets, make the you heard about Big Bang kind of things, right? So
Yes.
it's something like that, right? So from the nothingness it become, yeah, then we have the stars, the moons, the earth, and something like that. Then after that, the earth, we have slowly we have the vegetation, we have the animals, and so on. So
Yes.
so animals or trees or plants are being.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
stone, star, sun, everything. Those are being. The physical are being, but the non-beings are the like mother of being, something like that. So everything origin from non-being. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Mm.
So the
Okay.
space, the emptiness in the Buddhism is called emptiness. In Tao Tzu is called also emptiness. They also say that. So the non-being is the Tao. Actually, the Tao is non-being. The emptiness is the Tao. Yeah.
Wow. Got
And
it.
yeah, and that is the one that you can see inside the under the earth, in the earth, in the trees, how the tree can grow because of this life force, because of this emptiness thing can grow inside. So the inside the earth also have this, inside our body also have this. We are also like the origin from this Tao as well. That's what he said.
Well, this is really profound, and it can really stretch and go very deep into a lot
Yeah,
of things.
and this one is this one is the Tao Te Ching is the second most translated translate worldwide, just behind the Bible,
Oh.
just behind the Bible, and it's not only in Chinese now. A lot of the Western people they learn about this.
Yeah, I would think I will need to go and get a hand of this and take. Anyway, it's just a few thousand words, and it's worth reading and understand the profound meaning behind those poem.
Yeah, and I can also share you a easy one to understand. That's what I'm watching.
Okay.
There's videos online on YouTube. The master from Taiwan. He's having 40 videos to teach the wisdom of Tao Te Ching. So that's what I'm listening. That's what I'm watching. Yeah, his interpretation. Yeah, so he's very good. This master. So it's very easy for me to learn because you read very fast, like just 8 words, but without someone to explain. Without you read someone to translate, because there are a lot of books also explain. Without that, it's very difficult to understand because this philosopher, this uncle Lao Tzu, he make it just a few sentences, but very deep behind. You see like this, right? Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I've checked the floor. I have also asked them to post questions later on.
Okay.
If later we are offline. And okay, this one is really fantastic. I think we should listen to this again, and then better still we can review the Tao Te Ching in some form, maybe in a video form or in a book form. So having said that, time is also up, and thank you Zeng for joining us and sharing with us Tao Te Ching, how the use of emptiness, and that is fantastic. A round of applause for you. Okay, so see everyone next time, the next session, Thursday. And Zeng, thank you very much, and good night for today.
Good night. Thank you.
See you. Bye.
Bye.